General Hospital spoilers reveal that Tracy has always been known for her sharp wit and ruthless nature, but this time, her actions carry a weight far greater than mere family politics or quartermain feuds. She has spent weeks watching the chaos unfold, seeing Sonny Corinthos attempt to weave his influence into Giovanni Gio Palmieri's life, and she has reached her breaking point. She can no longer sit idly by, allowing secrets to fester while lives hang in the balance. The time for deception is over. Tracy is ready to reveal a truth that will shatter everything, and the one person who will deliver the final, crushing revelation isn't just her. It's Lois. This is a moment that has been building for longer than anyone realized. Tracy's protectiveness over Gio, her resistance to Sonny's involvement, and her cryptic warnings were never just about quartermain pride or disdain for the mob. They were about something much deeper, something that strikes at the very heart of Sonny's world. Because the truth is, Gio isn't just any child, he is the long-lost son of Brooke Lynn and Dante. And that means Sonny has a grandson he never knew existed. When Lois finally steps forward with the truth, the entire landscape shifts in an instant. The room stills, the weight of the revelation suffocating. This is not just another quartermain scandal to sweep under the rug. This is a seismic shift that alters relationships, identities, and futures in ways no one could have predicted. Sonny, always the man in control, always the protector of his family, finds himself completely blindsided. The walls he has built around himself, his ability to anticipate threats and manage power, all crumble in the face of this revelation. He is left vulnerable in a way he never expected. The moment stretches into silence, heavy and unrelenting. Sonny's mind races, struggling to process what he has just learned. A grandson? His grandson? The mere thought is overwhelming. Anger, betrayal, and grief swirl within him, emotions clashing violently as he fights to maintain composure. His son, Dante, had a child Sonny never knew about, a child kept hidden from him, a child who grew up without the knowledge of his own heritage. The very idea stings, burning deep into Sonny's soul. How could this secret have been kept from him? Who else knew? And why, after all these years, is he only learning the truth now? Tracy watches Sonny's reaction carefully, her sharp eyes missing nothing. She has played this game for too long not to know how much this moment is shaking him. But she doesn't regret her decision. The truth needed to come out, no matter how devastating the consequences might be. She knows that once Sonny regains his footing, once the storm of emotions clears, he will not just sit back and accept this quietly. The fallout from this revelation will be immense. Lines will be drawn, relationships will be tested, and Sonny will have to decide how to navigate a reality he never saw coming. Meanwhile, Brooke Lynn is left reeling. The truth of Joe's identity being exposed was never part of her plan. She had her reasons for keeping the secret, reasons that seemed justified at the time, but now, with everything out in the open, she must face the consequences of her decisions. Dante, too, is shaken. He has built his life around a certain set of truths, and now, one of the most fundamental aspects of his past has been rewritten before his eyes. The child he never knew he had, the child who had grown up outside his reach, is suddenly standing before him, and nothing will ever be the same. And then, there is Gio himself. A young man caught in the center of a storm he never saw coming. What does this mean for him? How does he reconcile the life he thought he had with the new reality being thrust upon him? He has spent time in the Quartermain mansion, bonding with the family, but now, he is faced with something even more complicated. A connection to one of the most powerful, most dangerous men in Port Charles. Sonny isn't just a name in the headlines anymore. He is his grandfather. The tension in the room thickens, the air heavy with unspoken words. Sonny clenches his fists, his jaw tightening as he fights to keep himself grounded. The pressure is unbearable, unlike anything he has faced before. This isn't a rival threatening his territory, a betrayal within his organization, or a dangerous enemy lurking in the shadows. This is personal. This is his family. And he has just learned that, for years, he has been missing a vital piece of it. The shockwaves of this revelation will not fade easily. The dynamics between the Quartermaines and the Falconaries will shift. Sonny will have decisions to make, ones that will impact not just himself, but Gio, Brooke Lynn, Dante, and even Lois, who has carried this truth for so long. The question now is, what will Sonny do with this knowledge? Will he embrace his newfound grandson, or will the years of secrecy and deception drive an even deeper wedge between him and those he loves? One thing is certain, there is no going back. The truth is out, and Sonny will never be the same again. Tracy and Sonny are both stepping forward to support Gio, each bringing their own version of stability and security into his life. Their involvement should be a positive force, offering the young man a strong foundation and the kind of protection he never knew he needed. However, what begins as an act of generosity is quickly becoming something far more complicated. While Sonny's support is driven by his deep sense of family loyalty and his commitment to protecting those he loves, Tracy's sudden interest in Joe's future is raising red flags. Her unexpected generosity, though seemingly well-intentioned, feels too deliberate, too carefully measured, as if every move she makes has been mapped out in advance. Sonny has spent enough time dealing with Tracy to know that she never does anything without an agenda. She is a woman who calculates every step, ensuring that she always has the upper hand in any situation. The question that lingers now is, what exactly does she want from Gio? Why has she taken such a keen interest in his life, going so far as to make decisions about his future before he even knows what he wants for himself? Sonny's instincts tell him that Tracy isn't just being charitable, she's controlling the narrative in a way that benefits her, and he needs to find out why before it's too late. What started as a seemingly simple act of goodwill is now spiraling into something much more dangerous. Tracy's careful maneuvering and Sonny's growing suspicions are turning what should be a moment of unity into an emerging battle of influence. The more Sonny watches Tracy, the more he sees the subtle ways in which she is positioning herself, making sure that she remains the dominant force in Joe's life. It is no longer just about financial support or securing a better future for the young man, it is about control, and Tracy is determined to hold on to it at any cost. The tension between them is growing with each passing day, and Gio, unknowingly at the center of it all, is about to become the flashpoint for a conflict neither Sonny nor Tracy fully anticipated. Sonny, unwilling to let Tracy dictate how things unfold, is preparing to challenge her influence, but if he miscalculates, it could push Tracy to tighten her grip even further. And if she is truly hiding something, if her actions are rooted in more than just concern for Gio, then whatever secrets she is protecting may soon be exposed in a way that sets off an irreversible chain of events. As the situation escalates, one thing is becoming increasingly clear, this isn't just about Gio anymore. This is a battle of wills, a test of power between two of the most formidable forces in Port Charles. And as their quiet struggle begins to unravel into something far more destructive, it is only a matter of time before the consequences come crashing down on them all. Tracy is beginning to realize that time is running out. The tensions between Lulu and Brooke Lynn are reaching a dangerous peak, threatening to unravel secrets that have long been buried. What started as a quiet rivalry has now escalated into something far more volatile, something that could have far-reaching consequences for not only the Quartermaine family but for everyone caught in the crossfire. The pressure is mounting, and Tracy knows that if she doesn't act soon, everything she has worked to control could slip from her grasp. This isn't just another family feud, it's something far more personal, something that carries the weight of deep-seated resentments and long-buried truths. The conflict between Lulu and Brooke Lynn has become an obsession, a force that neither of them can escape. Every interaction is laced with tension, every conversation a battle for dominance. Tracy sees the cracks forming, and she knows that if this continues, it won't just be their relationship at stake, it will be their entire future. Meanwhile, Sonny is beginning to recognize the gravity of the situation. He has been patient, watching from the sidelines as emotions spiral out of control, but now, he knows it is time to step in. His presence alone is enough to shift the balance of power, but this isn't just about calming the storm, this is about control, about ensuring that the chaos doesn't consume everything in its path. Sonny understands the danger of unchecked emotions, and he is prepared to do whatever it takes to bring stability back before the situation explodes. But the deeper Sonny digs, the more he realizes that there is more to this situation than meets the eye. The tension between Lulu and Brooke Lynn is not just about past grievances or unresolved conflicts. It is about something bigger, something far more dangerous lurking beneath the surface. Tracy has her own agenda, her own fears that she has yet to voice, and Sonny is starting to wonder what she knows that she isn't saying. As he moves to stabilize the situation, the reality of what he's up against begins to set in. This is not just about family disputes or power struggles, this is about secrets that have the potential to destroy lives. The closer Sonny gets to the truth, the more he realizes that his involvement in this conflict is no longer just a matter of choice. It is a necessity. The situation is on the verge of catastrophe, and everyone involved can feel it. Tracy, desperate to maintain control, is making moves she never thought she would have to make. Lulu and Brooke Lynn, locked in their battle, are reaching a point where neither of them will be able to back down. And Sonny, caught in the middle, is preparing for the inevitable fallout. This is no longer just a family dispute, it is a ticking time bomb. And when it finally explodes, the shockwaves will be felt by everyone in Port Charles. Tracy is pulling the strings behind the scenes, placing Sonny in a position where every move he makes carries the risk of unforeseen danger. Whether by design or by circumstance, she has maneuvered him into a situation where his influence and authority are being tested in ways he never expected. The choices in front of him are narrowing, and the walls are slowly closing in. What once seemed like a simple power play has transformed into a high-stakes battle where control, survival, and long-buried secrets are all colliding. Tracy's calculated actions are not just disrupting the status quo, they are threatening to change the very foundation of Sonny's world. At the same time, a larger story is unfolding, one that extends beyond just Tracy and Sonny's rivalry. A shift in power is taking place, one that will reshape the playing field in ways no one is prepared for. The influence that once seemed stable is now at risk, and every move being made in the shadows is setting the stage for a dramatic realignment. Sonny has always been a force to be reckoned with, but even he can feel the tide turning. This is not just about protecting his family anymore, it is about ensuring that he remains standing when the dust finally settles. The forces at play are not just coming from Tracy, there are deeper, more complex threats rising that could alter the balance of power in Port Charles permanently. Adding to the chaos, Emma and Gio are becoming key figures in a conflict that is quickly growing beyond their control. What was once just their personal battle is now turning into something much larger, something that carries implications far beyond their individual lives. Their presence in this unfolding storm signals that the fight is no longer just about Sonny and Tracy's long-standing power struggle. It is about a generational shift, about rights, legacy, and control over the future. Their involvement suggests that the stakes are higher than ever, and that those who underestimate them may find themselves caught in a web of unforeseen consequences. Tracy's actions, Sonny's growing desperation, and the shifting alliances forming in the shadows are all building toward an inevitable explosion. The careful calculations being made, the dangerous risks being taken, and the high-pressure environment that is closing in on them are setting the stage for a moment of reckoning that will send shockwaves through Port Charles. This is no longer just about protecting reputations or maintaining influence, this is about survival. And when the moment comes, when everything finally reaches the breaking point, there will be no turning back. The fallout will be massive, affecting not just those directly involved but everyone caught in the orbit of this escalating battle. Relationships will be tested, loyalties will be shattered, and the consequences of every hidden agenda will come crashing down in a way that no one could have foreseen. The changes taking place are not minor shifts, they are seismic transformations that will redefine the power dynamics of Port Charles. What happens next will not just determine who comes out on top, but who is left standing when the dust finally settles. And as the tension builds, one thing becomes painfully clear, the storm that has been brewing for so long is about to explode, and no one will escape its impact unscathed. Tracy and Sonny are approaching their final conclusion, a moment that will determine the ultimate course of action in a battle that has tested power, control, and family ties. This isn't just about settling differences or making amends, it is about reaching a decisive point where the pieces of the puzzle finally fall into place. The confrontation between them is not just another rivalry, it is the culmination of everything that has been building for weeks, an inevitable clash that will reshape the future of everyone involved. This conclusion will bring closure in some ways but will also introduce a new reality, one that forces all parties to adjust to an unexpected shift in power. As they prepare to make their final moves, the weight of the moment is undeniable. The decisions they make will have lasting consequences, setting into motion a series of events that will be impossible to reverse. The tension is high, with both of them recognizing that neither can afford to back down completely. There is too much at stake, too many moving parts that could unravel if one wrong step is taken. This is about more than just their personal battle, it is about influence, legacy, and control over the future. The shift in power dynamics is reaching its peak, and the overwhelming force of the changes taking place is undeniable. Tracy, known for her meticulous planning and strategic maneuvering, is ready to solidify her stance, ensuring that her control over the situation remains intact. Sonny, ever the formidable force, refuses to be outplayed. His presence has always commanded respect, but now, he must decide how far he is willing to go to secure what matters most. The outcome of this final confrontation will not only define their future interactions but will also send ripple effects throughout Port Charles. But the true explosion isn't just between Tracy and Sonny, it's in the unfolding responsibilities that are now landing on Brooklyn and Dante. The revelation of Joe's true identity has changed everything, and now, the two must step up to embrace their new roles. Their past struggles, unresolved emotions, and long-hidden truths all resurface as they face the reality of what it means to be parents to a child who has unknowingly been caught in a storm far greater than himself. The battle over Joe's future is no longer just a power play between the older generation, it is now a question of responsibility, sacrifice, and the willingness to fight for what is right. The pressure on Brooklyn and Dante is immense. They are no longer just two individuals trying to navigate their complicated histories, they are now bound together by something far more important than their past mistakes. The weight of their new roles as parents to Gio is undeniable, and the choices they make moving forward will determine the life he will have. Their dynamic will be tested in ways they never imagined, forcing them to either come together for the sake of their son or risk losing everything before they even have a chance to rebuild. As the dust begins to settle, one thing is clear, this is a defining moment for everyone involved. Tracy and Sonny may be reaching the end of their battle, but the aftermath is only beginning. The responsibilities that now rest on Brooklyn and Dante's shoulders will require strength, unity, and a willingness to face the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Joe's future is at stake, and every decision from this point forward will shape the life he is about to step into. This is not just another family drama, it is a seismic shift, a turning point that will alter the course of their lives forever. The explosive nature of the situation is undeniable, and as the dust settles, the question remains, will they rise to the challenge, or will the weight of their past mistakes drag them down? One thing is for certain, nothing will ever be the same again.